The Texas Goat Radio Show. I am your host, Pretorius. This is part 4 of the 1780 live stream by Owen, the con artist, Benjamin.
House. I'm like, this house and all this is paid for from art. And he could tell I was like serious, and he just was like, sorry.
So this entire story is contrived so that he could paint a picture. Okay, so I do use metaphors of him actually painting, so okay. But it's contrived so that he could paint a picture for his current victims and bears and participants in this charade that he is an artist. The new people, I'm an artist, guys. We got to take my art seriously. I'm not really racist. I'm a comedian, which comedy is an art. Don't get me wrong. But like I've said, I think there's a healthy argument to be made that Owen is not a comedian.
And I'm like, it's okay, buddy. And I look at Amy and I'm like, and then me and Amy had a side talk about it. I totally understand. When I was his age, my dad was openly threatening to kill himself. So it's not the end of the world that he understands this concept, but I was hoping it would be a little later. Don't worry, this story gets good. It gets actually quite beautiful. And so then
I was able to tell y'all how much of an artist I am. This house, everything here, it's built. We built this because of my art. All right, dude.
Spend the rest of the day just kind of doing chores and trying to work out and studying Coca-Cola. And I'm like, I'm just going to hang out with my family. I'm going to the garden. So I go over to the garden, and my sons are all there, and they're all helping their mom, and everyone's in a great mood, and it's awesome.
I'm literally just sitting there watching my family work while I'm studying the Coca-Cola.
And I go to Walter, I go, you're an artist. And he's like, really? I go, yeah, you play violin? I go, being an artist doesn't make you sad. I'm like, Van Gogh was ungrateful to God, and he was naughty and drank.
In all honesty, everybody is an artist. Everybody's got the whole cliche. That's kind of what I believe, to be honest with you. I'll say the things that I say about Owen just because he deserves it, in my opinion. And when you put yourself out there as some form of spiritual leader, cult leader, all that kind of stuff, you are going to be picked apart. You are going to be dissected, and the fruits will be judged. The spirit will be judged, and people will determine for themselves who and what you are.
Much alcohol. He's like,
and I hope he doesn't drink in front of his children. If he is, in fact, telling his children that the reason why Van Gogh ended his own life is because of alcohol, because whenever they see him drink alcohol, they're going to just assume that that's why he's drinking alcohol. So that's just a very convoluted, crappy thing, which I don't believe any of this story anyway. So I don't think that that's even a possibility of reality.
Oh, and I'm like, do you know what art is? And he's like, when you paint, like a painting. And I'm like, no, buddy. And I was like, art is whatever you do that raises the human spirit. Like that connecting, when you do something just because you feel from it. And it doesn't necessarily have to raise the human spirit. I didn't explain this part to him, but Jeffrey Dahmer was an artist in his own way. The marketing campaign of Coca-Cola is art in its own way. It's art can be very manipulative, but basically art is that thing that
con artist. Excellent roundabout way of explaining yourself there, Owen.
Reaches into, this is how I explain it to him. It's that thing that reaches into the metaphysical, that which you can't see. It drives the human spirit to do something just for the sake of it. Like there's no utility behind it. And I explained to him, I go, like those guys that built our house, they're artists. He's like, why? I go, because building the house itself is a utility. You live in a house. The house has a purpose that you live in, but there's no reason why you want to make it look beautiful, why you do trim, why you have the pitches of the roofs look like they do, like those curves, or like why our stairs look the way they do, or why there's a curve when it doesn't have to be a curve, or like when you look at something with symmetry, it just makes you feel a certain way that you can't explain why. I'm like, that's what art is.
Like Jim Bob's face. Jim Bob's face is so symmetrical. It made him feel a certain way.
When you play the violin, that's art. You're an artist. And he said, Miss Mary Ann didn't tell me I was an artist when I play violin. That's his teacher. And I said, yeah, because it's just called being a musician. But think about what it is. Like, why do you do it? Why do you do this with your arm? It's not growing food. You're not making, it's just because of how it's about expressing what it means to be alive That's what an artist is. And you can do it. And the best house builders have a little bit of artist in them. The best soldiers have a little bit of artist in them. You know that.
The best house builders have more artist in them than Owen Benjamin. That's for sure. I don't know why I said for sure that way. For sure.
That's what separates us from animals. And so we're talking about this, and he goes, I tell stories.
Whoa, Owen, I've seen that elephant paint pictures, man. That elephant, more of an artist than Owen Benjamin.
And he brought up our friend's daughter that he brings up a lot. And he said this girl's name. He goes, she's an artist. She tells better stories than me, but I run faster. And I'm like, that sounds like a really good combination, Walter. And he goes, but I can tell a story. And this is when I had the most beautiful moment of the
That sounds like a good combination, Walter. He's already trying to work on that child marriage
day. Because at first it was a little hard. I mean, like to have a dad, and I love my dad. I don't blame him for anything. It's all good. But just like that idea that he would say he's going for a walk and he's never coming back and he wants to die and all this stuff. It's like, I really wanted to keep that concept from my kids as long as possible. And then to have it blamed on being an artist when I'm a professional artist, and to have your son say that they're never going to be what you are. And he didn't mean it that way at all. He goes, I don't see you as an artist. I see you as like a talker. You talk to the bears. I go, I play piano. He's like, yeah, but that's being a musician. I'm like, this is art, buddy. This is what I do. Daddy's an artist. I didn't,
That's so strange that even his children refer to his audience as bears. There's no telling, really, the indoctrination that he has already, what would be the word? Performed, displayed upon his children.
exact job title would be
I would completely believe that he hugs his children and say, I'm the king of Barataria. You know? Like just the weird, strange, culty, your daddy's a king, son.
a living catalyst for human consciousness. Right? Like, how do I describe what I do? Well, buddy, I'm a node for you.
Con artist. That's easy. A grifter. Bait and switch manipulator. Cult leader. There's multiple words.
Human consciousness. I'm just like a living catalyst of human consciousness.
Oh,
consciousness flows through Dad, and Dad can alter it and elevate it and tune it and raise it, and people around the world feel it. And that's what I do for a living. Okay? And
a beacon of Luciferian techniques and rhetoric in order for me to manipulate people out of their hard-earned money. Because I tell them, give me your money, expect nothing, while I also give them a laundry list of things to expect. Also, I say, you're gay, you feel gay, and you pay me. All while reminding people of my connections with Hollywood while condemning Hollywood-ish, which I haven't heard him call it. I haven't really heard him condemn Hollywood in a minute. His last live stream, he clearly expressed who his allegiance was to, and it was to Hollywood. So,
and he goes, I can tell a story. I go, why don't you tell me a story? And guys, this is when my day got unbelievable. Tears rolling down my face. And him, Charlie, Jack, nobody registered that I was crying because I was not sad. This is an interesting thing about children. I don't have to super chat for this. They don't register tears because children can cry and be in and out of the metaphysical.
That doesn't make any sense, and that's one of the reasons why you know for a fact that this story is horse hockey. I have witnessed my son, our son, witness my wife cry happy tears multiple times. And he's like, what's wrong, Mama? She's like, they're happy tears because kids can see water coming out of a face. That is stupid. Oh my, the ridiculous. Kids don't recognize tears. Is it because their mother cries so much that they just ignore them?
All the time. They only register if you're sad. Like sometimes, like my kids have never seen me like, I really try and keep that from them because.
This is so stupid, dude. Kids don't recognize tears. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? Kids don't recognize tears.
My dad used to cry all the time, and I fucking hated it. Okay, and I'm really trying to change and not be that. And I've never been a big sobber either, but I am sad from time to time, and I'll just be in a very serious mood, or I'll be like not sad like despair, but just like something's on my mind. They can tell, and they'll be like, "What's wrong, Dad? Are you okay?" I'm like, "It's okay, buddy. I'm just thinking, But like I was weeping, and they didn't even notice. They were just smiling and talking because they didn't register me as sad. They registered it as totally natural. See, this is what my son did for me. And so I look over, and I even took a picture because I wanted to share this with you. And he goes, sleeps in his own room. Me store dog, and then his uncle, Siberian Jewish girl.
Anyways, this is the Texas Goat Radio Show. I'm your host, Matorius. As always, till next time.